turning left and right, moving off and stopping, and emerging.
Okay.
And so we're going to look at crossroads.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Helen. Hi,
Hello.
Helen. My name's Kevin. I shall be your
Do
instructor.
I have to shake your hand?
No, you don't.
Thanks.
I'm going to be your instructor for
It's
today.
4:08.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
How are you? Yes.
Yeah.
Good? Excited?
Not really.
All right.
Scared.
Scared?
Bit
Oh, well,
scared,
you
yeah.
won't have to be scared. That's fine. Today we're going to look at crossroads. Your other instructor, I talked to him last night. He said that he'd like you to look at crossroads. He likes to go through
Yeah.
crossroads before. He said you've never done them before.
Never done them, no.
Just tell me a bit of history about how many hours you've had and what you.
Oh, about
looked
8
at.
hours.
What have you practiced so far as you're driving around?
Well, the last thing we did was emerging
Okay.
at T-junctions.
Okay. And have you done turning left and right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So crossroads are like both put together, emerging
Alright.
and turning at the same junction.
Okay.
There's a little bit more to think about, but
Mhm.
we'll go through those as we come across them. Okay. So what we'll do is we're going to look at crossroads today. I'll give you a brief description about the different types of crossroads that we have
Yep.
around us. Okay. So if you'd like to look at these pictures a second, we've got this first type of crossroads here. There's no white lines in the road at all.
Okay.
There's no painted lines in the road. This is called an unmarked crossroads. Okay. So if you're approaching to cross over this crossroads here, you must give way to all traffic on any other roads.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Or at least you must make sure that they've given way to you. No one is allowed to go in front of anyone else. So if you approach on a road like this and you can see a car coming the other way, you have to make sure they let you go. And if they do let you go, you have to make sure that they've seen you and that they're letting you go. They're giving way, like at a junction at the emerge at the end of the road. You have to give way to traffic on the main road. We have to give way to all other traffic. There's no signs there. You have to treat these end of roads like there's a stop sign at the end of the road. In fact, it's not really a give way. You have to.
Oh, well, so
you have
what
to
you're saying
stop.
is then I'm not allowed to go till it's safe.
Yeah. Next, we've got this type of crossroads. Again, this time we've got some painted white lines in the road.
Okay.
So we've got two side roads with the paint and the stop and the give way lines, and a main road in the middle. Okay. So if you're coming up along the main road, you can carry straight on. Okay. If you're coming up on the stop sign, you have to stop at the white line at the end of the road, like a normal stop sign. And if you're coming up on a give way sign, again, you have to give way to traffic on the main road. Okay. So this one is a stop sign because it's got the brick wall. You can see the picture of the brick wall. That means your vision is very poor. You've got brick walls in the way. So that's why they put a stop sign there, because they want you to stop. Okay. So again, it's a crossroads, but we have to follow what the signs say, the controls lights say on the road. Next, we've got a crossroads with traffic lights on. Okay. So also we've still got the white lines in the road telling us where we should be in the road and where we need to stop on the road. But this time we've got traffic light signs. Now the traffic light signs are normal traffic light signs. They go red, red, amber, green, amber, red. And so when it's red, you have to stop. When it's green, you can go. Okay. But again, we'll practice those as we come on to those. Okay. And the final type of crossroads we have is one with the traffic lights and this yellow hatched box in the middle. And that means that hatched box means you're not allowed to enter that box, even though your lights are green. You're only allowed to enter that box if your exit, the road that you're taking off the crossroads, is clear. Okay. So if you've got a car waiting here in another traffic jam up ahead and you want to go ahead, you have to wait before the box because he's blocking you on his exit. Once he's gone, you can then carry on. Again, if you're turning right and this road is blocked and you want to turn right as well, you have to wait behind the yellow box. You're not allowed to get into the box. But saying that, if this road is clear and you've got oncoming traffic, his lights are green and your lights are green, you're allowed to enter the box and wait to turn until that traffic's cleared, and then you're allowed to turn.
All right.
But that's only because your exit is clear. So it's the same rule. You're only allowed to enter the yellow box if your exit is clear.
Right.
Okay. Also, that's a crossroads sign. If you're approaching crossroads, you may see a sign like that looks like a crossroads sign. Again, we'll go through the how to recognise crossroads as we go around. So we want to talk about what we do at a crossroads in.
Yeah.
So first of all, say we're driving along the main road here. This is you in your car, driving along the main road here.
Yeah.
We've got no give. We can see the crossroads sign I just mentioned earlier on approach.
Do they all have crossroads signs?
Some of them do. Some of them do. Yes. Not always. No.
That could be tricky then.
Sometimes you need to look for other signs, other clues, like give way lines, but a road beyond the give way line, breaks in the houses, cars travelling across in front of you, that sort of thing. But again, we'll go around and we'll practice that recognition as well. It's important we recognise them. So say we're travelling straight on this road, we're not going to turn left or right, we can carry straight on.
Yep.
We don't have to give way because there's no give way lines, we can carry straight on.
Okay.
But on approach, we're looking for those signs, like I just said, the signs and the breaks in the houses. When we see that a crossroads ahead, we're just going to check our middle mirror. And this time, if we get a chance, we're going to check we'll check all mirrors, but we're just going to definitely check our middle mirror, because we're going to see what's behind us. Because if there are cars behind us, we need to know that, because we may have to slow down as we approach the junction. And if there is someone behind us, and we do have to slow down, we're going to slow down earlier. Gives the person more time to react. Depends on how close they are behind us, but again, I'll talk you through that judgment as well as we go around.
Okay. So
on approach the crossroads, we're just going to, as we see the road start to open up, we're just going to scan left and right to make sure there's no cars crossing in front of us as we go over the line, over the centre of the crossroads. Once we've crossed the crossroads, we may just check your middle mirror again, see if anyone's followed you out into the road from the side roads, and see who's behind you. Next, we're going to turn left. So next, say you want to turn left on this crossroads. Talk me through the routine that you go for turning left when you turn from a major to a minor.
That's that pst9, isn't it?
Good. Yeah.
So you'd have to check centre and left mirrors, put an indicator on.
Yeah.
Think about how fast you were going to go for that corner.
Good. Sounds good. And then when you're in the new road, as you turn into the new road, you're looking into the road, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's exactly the same for turning left at a crossroads.
Okay.
So we're going to check. You're going to go through your normal routine, yeah. Only difference here is that you're just going to do before you look left to turn into the road. You're going to do a quick scan to the right.
All right.
Just to make sure there's no cars that haven't seen their give-way lines and they come shooting straight across. Okay, because it's an open road there. Same as if you're turning right. So if you're turning right, we go through the same procedure for turning right as well. So that's your mirror, signal, position, speed, look. This time though, because we're going to be crossing the path of other traffic, we're going to be crossing in front of path of other approaching traffic, we may have to stop in the middle of the road. Now I'm going to help you with where to stop.
All right.
Okay.
Would that be the same as turning right into a side road then?
It would, that's right, yes. And you may have a reference point for that, but again, we'll go through all this, don't worry, we're going to go through all those again with you as well.
Cool.
So it's important that we don't stop too far up the road, and it's important we don't stop too far over the centre line, because that can block traffic coming from other directions. And we're also going to talk about how to judge whether, if we do see a car coming in the distance, whether it's safe to go across in front of him, or whether we should wait to go behind him.
With that.
Okay, so tell me how you do that. How do you notice?
Well, I just give them, make sure they're not too close to me, so I've got time to make my turn, really.
Okay. So again, so there's a judgment there, so we can look at that.
Guess it, really.
Okay, so we'll have a look at that judgment. There is something. There's a way that we can tell if it's safe or not.
All right.
It's called the walk across, drive across rule.
Right.
So if you're waiting here and you felt it was safe to walk from one side of the road to the other with an oncoming vehicle, then it's safe to drive across as well. And as we go around, we'll look at that.
I think he did mention something like that.
Good.
Yeah, when we did the turning bit.
Okay, it's also important that we don't cut the corner, but again, we'll come on to that as we go on. So the only other situation we need to do is looking if we're going from a minor to a minor. So you've done emerging, turning left at the end of the road. That's the same as well. Again, you'd have to look to the right, which you would do on a normal merge. The only difference this time is you're going to scan ahead as well before you turn left, because you could have parked vehicles coming out of here. But say you want to go from a minor to a minor. Actually, something I should mention is also, if you do want to turn right, the previous turning, and another car wants to turn right as well, we want to try and go behind the vehicles, behind the other vehicle.
All right.
So if you see a car approaching to your right, you want to try and keep him on the right and go in front of him, and him go behind you. So when you do turn, you can both see up the road, like this situation here.
I've got to go in front of him and he's got to go behind me.
Yeah, so you're the blue car, you'll wait there.
Doesn't he have to go behind me?
He'll go behind you, and you'll go...
In front of him?
In front of him, yes.
Behind him.
When you turn, you'll go past him before you turn.
So I've got to turn behind him, and he's turning behind me.
And he's got to go past you before he turns.
No, I've got it.
That's
just trying to confuse me now.
Right. That's the safest way to do it, because then you can look up and down the road, or you can look up the road to look for traffic. That's your danger zone.
Yeah.
And he can look up his road to make sure before you turn. The other way to do it is you can turn before you reach him, and he can turn before he reaches you. Sometimes the road markings tell us we have to do that. but then you must make sure that the road's clear, and your vision's very poor then, so you just peep and creep forward, a bit like a closed junction, making sure that it's clear up the road before you turn in. Okay, and there could be a queue of traffic as well, so you need to make sure there isn't any cyclists or motorcyclists coming down the road. Another thing we should mention as well, we may have pedestrians on the corner here. If they're waiting to cross, we need to make sure they're giving way to us before we turn. If there's a pedestrian crossing the road here, and you wanted to turn right, where do you think the best place would be to wait? Over here? Right by the giveaway line?
Oh, no, that would be dangerous, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because of the oncoming traffic. Yeah. So we'd wait here.
We wouldn't make our turn.
Good, that's right. So the last thing we want to look at is just is who can go and who can't go. So if you were waiting here and a car was waiting here and you both wanted to turn right, who do you think should go first? Who do you think
would I let him go first?
Well, what I would say is you have to give him the right of way, and he has to give you the right of way. So you have to make eye contact, and you have to either let him go without beckoning him, but you have to wait there and let him go.
All right.
Or if he waits there to let you go, then you must take the initiative and go first.
Can't you both go together then?
Well, because then you might hit each other if you go together.
I thought you just said we could both go together.
If there's room, you can.
Right.
Quite often on a side road, there might not be room, because basically in that situation, no one's allowed to go first. So, and also you can't have two cars waiting in the middle of the road to turn round behind each other. Quite often there's never enough room, especially if you've got oncoming traffic coming down each side of the road. So either you'd let him go first.
So when would you use that then?
This would be on this situation, when you're turning from a major to a minor, because you have to wait in the road. There's nowhere else to wait. You can't wait back here, because other vehicles are going to be coming in.
The road.
Whereas here, you can wait behind your give-way line.
Right, bit of safety.
When it's safer, yes.
Right.
Now, one last situation. If you were to turn left, and another car was approaching wanting to turn right, you would be allowed to go first. That's because if we count this as a side road, and you were turning left and he was turning right, he would be cutting across your path, so therefore you would be allowed to go first. Okay. So any questions about that? It's a little bit complicated.
It certainly is.
It is, okay, but we could practice that if you like.
Okay.
Remember, the pedestrians are important because they could be crossing from any corner, and also crossing in front of us. Sometimes when you want to cross over from minor to a minor, and you wait there behind your give-way line, he thinks that you're giving way to him. So if someone is crossing a road, we must stay behind the give-way line and not wait behind this give-way line, because we'll be blocking this main road.
Okay.
Okay.
But you'll help me?
Definitely. Definitely,
Good.
yes. That's what I'm here for.
Because I've never done, I'm a bit scared now.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of where crossroads are, apart from the one behind us.
Oh, it's still going.
Anything?
Yeah, there's one behind us, isn't there? Another couple around.
Perhaps we could just concentrate on the one behind us.
Yeah.
I can think of another one, but that's in town near the cinema.
That's right. No, I think there's another one up around here, isn't there?
That's T-junction, that is.
No, off one of these roads, is there not? Was this the only one around here?
I think this is the only one I can think of around here.
Okay, we'll just go round and round in circles, that's all right.
Yeah.
We'll do minor to major and major to minor.
Okay. So,
okay,
21 you finished. That was 17 minutes.
Alright. 17 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I started at
8. 4 or 8.
Well, that's not 17, is it? That's 15.
Is it?
Yeah.
8 to 21.
8 to 21 is 8, 9, 10, so it's 11, it's 13 minutes.
Alright.
Okay, so it's getting better. We're getting it down.
Cool. So if we're using those, do you want to give me the directions, or do you want me to?
Okay, I'll try, yes. If I go off, just tell me. That's all right.
Okay. That's fine. So what we'll do to start with, we've got to the end of the road, turn left then. I'll give you directions if you don't remember, because you don't know this area, do you?
Okay, and I've got to control you on these crossroads.
Yeah. Okay?
Yep.
So if we turn left...
Okay, so I'm going to turn left at the end of this road here. So tell me how you know that this isn't a crossroads. Well, I'll tell you, in fact. Basically, we can see the house in front of us, so we can see the junction, but we can't see a road opposite, so we know it's not a crossroads. There's a little side road there, but that's not a main road, so it's not a crossroads. But again, so we're looking for those clues for crossroads. We can turn left at the end of the road, please. Can you see any crossroads down to your right there?
No.
Okay. Okay, so it's around the corner, no more than about 20 miles an hour, because
Oh, I should have had my signal. Shouldn't
so no more than about 20 miles an hour, because we could have a crossroads around this corner. No more than 15 miles an hour, because
I?
we could have
15, right.
a crossroads.
Yes, but